and welcome to another scene set in the Chronicles of Darkness, Vampire the Requiem, a Requiem for London. Tonight, we set our scene in a wholly renovated warehouse. In fact, one would be hard-pressed to even recognize it as a warehouse anymore. For it has been rebuilt and repurposed into what can only be considered a opulent and bombastic arena for the greatest show of the evening in all of London. The reinvention and reinvigoration of martial arts within the UK. Phineas, the Giant Goodwin, sits in his new dressing room, waiting for the time that he is to face his first opponent in his own little fighting circuit. The great debut. How is Phineas dressing for this wonderful occasion? His unlife's passion, as it were.
He's planning on making a speech before the actual fight, so he's dressed up fairly well. He's got like a pair of pants that he can actually move around in fairly well, but other than that, it's the typical suit that he wears.
Okay. As you take a moment to get comfortable, or perhaps marvel in your perfection, your physical I was gonna say a physical magnificence, but some would consider it an atrocity, depending on their worldview.
Those people can view it as that. They're wrong, but they can view it as that.
They can view it as that. As you say, they are wrong. A familiar looking face shall make her way into your dressing room. The seneschal. I'll actually just set her up real quick for you and what you see. There you go. She is dressed quite casually for the evening. Not too flashily, just a simple green, dark green jumper and ankle length skirt. But she will look up to you. She appears to have a phone out. Can you also make me a quick wits plus medicine or composure check?
Might go with the. Would it be wits plus medicine or composure plus medicine or wits plus composure?
It would just be wits plus medicine or wits plus composure.
Okay. Yeah,
So
I'll
one
go
or the
with
other.
that second one. I do not have any ranks in medicine.
Yeah, medicine will give you more information. You can still gather information of composure though.
2 successes.
Okay. You notice she appears slightly more animated than usual. And her skin is not quite as pale as yours.
Phineas will kind of give the polite bow that one should give their elders in the Invictus and wait to be addressed.
She has her hands behind her back, but ends up pulling them out and revealing them to you before interlocking them in an open fashion. Or rather, before interlocking her hands and exposing her palms to you in a somewhat benevolent fashion. As she simply says, well, you are quite behind schedule.
Indeed. Unfortunately, circumstances came about that seemed a bit more pressing for the domain as a whole, but I will apologize for my tardiness. I hope that the show tonight will make up for it.
I hope it does, and I hope you have many more. But it's very important to leave a good first impression. Phineas, I hope you leave a good second impression tonight.
I plan on it.
Good. I've invested a significant amount of my time and attention into you. I only wish for you to succeed.
I believe I'll prove that the investment was a wise one, Madam Seneschal.
She takes a moment to let a bit of silence hang in the air before deciding to say, "And I continue to trust that you will." I would be very disappointed if you did not, after all.
I imagine if I disappoint you, there won't be much of a chance for a second chance, I suppose.
It seems you understand me very well. That's very reassuring. Well, I only came here to wish you the best of luck. I have no doubt that you'll put on a good show. Your opponent, to my knowledge, is not exactly going to be much of a threat to one of your physique.
Good old-fashioned squash match can be entertaining in its own right. Sometimes it's fun to just watch someone get beat to the dirt, thrown around the ring, slammed down repeatedly.
Mass Schadenfreude. I do enjoy a bit of lopsided events on occasion. But I shouldn't keep you any longer. It's only a few minutes until your debut. And I wouldn't want to ruin it for you by having you run late a second time. So I shall leave you be.
I hope you enjoyed the show, Madam Seneschal.
I very much intend to. And she will give Phineas a nod of acknowledgement before walking out the door.
Phineas will finish getting ready until he's given his cue to go on up.
Eventually your PA walks in, tells you that you're gonna be on in 60 or so seconds.
We should make our way there then, I suppose.
Yes, sir. And he will,
Phineas will start. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, he'll just head out the door and sort of gesture in the general direction you're supposed to be going, but given that you bought the place, you know exactly where you're going.
Yeah. I'm gonna have him come out with me because I'll need to hand off my suit jacket and shirt and everything. But he'll just kind of be standing there. He won't have to do anything really.
Yeah. As you head on out, You hear the echoes of the commentary announcing your presence. The unfriendly giant, the pale Goliath, the Widowmaker. What is your actual stage name?
The Choppa.
That's right.
Although all the ones that you just made up are really good, honestly.
The number one butcher in London, it's the Chopper. The crowd garnering amidst the reaction of cheers. And gasps as you walk through your enormous size, catching people's attention. And the audience not really knowing that you're not the good guy in this particular match yet. After all, it's your debut. The narrative has yet to be properly established. You see several figures in the crowd. You see the seneschal a few rows back. Oddly enough, she has not taken a front row seat. You see your cousin in blood, Norman, in a reinforced chair designed to handle his girth and weight, covered in goldy jewelry.
I fucking love Norman. I think about the picture that you have for him at least once a week and just lose my shit.
It is, I've just posted it. It's quite the image. I do enjoy it greatly.
He looks like he's planning on eating somebody, and he's trying to think of the best way to do it, but he just can't help himself. He's so excited about it.
Oh, he is grinning ear to ear as he sees you enter, and then gazes at your opposition already in the ring, waiting for the inevitable patiently determining how long it would take to fully dissolve this man, and whether he's about to see a live on the stage consumption. What a plot twist that would be. How glorious an occasion.
This is all vampires, isn't it?
No, there's a number
No,
of
okay.
mortals, because it was, if I recall, it was set up as a commercial enterprise, basically. So the majority of the audience is mortals.
That's right. Yeah, I planned on doing the first one that way, and then, like,
Running
if
some...
it goes well, later events might be, like, kindred only, and then we'll have a mortal only, like, to keep up the day-to-day.
And a few seats away from Norman, you do see your biggest fan. Reaper of Elysium Blair, who's well dressed up for the occasion, and given her dainty wave with one hand, and her many £50 notes in the other, you wager she's staked a lot of money on you. But is giving you a very jubilant smile as you enter the ring. Clearly showing you her full trust and support with the enthusiasm that only a Deva can give.
Phineas shoots her a quick wink whenever people might be paying attention to his opponent more than him. So it won't be for long that that'll be a time, but as soon as eyes are off of him, he can just wink and then starts taking his spot.
Do you want to roll me another wits plus composure roll?
Yeah.
So you're heading up to the ring. It's a sizable ring, one to fit a man of your size, and has been reinforced from every angle to ensure that no accidents occur.
I got 3 successes. All of them are off one exploding 10. It's pretty neat, but...
Impressive. So you notice that most of the kindred present are difficult to pick out from the mortal audience. It's really only their beasts that you sense, but a lot of the telltale signs not present. Not the lack of obvious bodily functions such as blinking and unconscious breathing and the occasional cough. Slight bodily movements like fidgeting. A lot of the kindred here are blending in very well. Blending in some better than some of the models, even as you notice a couple of models towards the front row, just sat together, giving you a quaint golf clap. Giving you a very stark gaze.
Do they look like they would be coming to this kind of event? If that makes sense. Is there a roll I can do to determine that?
Roll me... I mean, they're well dressed. I mean, roll me wits plus empathy. And I'll say -3 dice.
Okay. That'll put me on the chance die. I'll spend a willpower. Get 3 dice, so it'll cancel it out. Well, no successes.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, they don't have front row seats, but they are definitely lined up closer, like somewhat closer towards the arena. Um, they don't necessarily look like they're regulars to the scene, but uh, don't necessarily look suspicious either. They're um, just don't seem to have the same enthusiasm as the rest of the audience, but they could just be new. In fact, it's a good probability that they're new, given that this is a new circuit you're setting up. So perfect perfect gateway to get into the wrestling scene as a viewership hobby. And there are quite a few other people like them who seem to have that sort of newcomer curiosity in contrast to the sort of veteran enthusiasm and uh, understanding of why they're there,
Yeah.
which is to scream and yell and boo at you and cheer for your opposition that will inevitably be crushed under heel.
Okay. Yeah. Phineas will stand. He'll walk around the ring. He'll go and grab a mic from like the commentary desk before he actually gets into the ring. He'll hold the ropes open for his PA because you treat your PA with respect because they have to put up with a lot of bullshit, and he's a good businessman. Um, but whenever they both make their way into the ring, he'll just kind of stand in the middle and start to give a speech. He'll say, "Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming tonight. This event has been the work of many individuals, myself included, and I do hope you all will enjoy the show. I am the Choppa. You may have seen me in a few of the local promotions, but now I've formed my own, because I believe that those promotions weren't giving you the show that you deserve. They weren't giving you the violence that you crave. And tonight is a night of violence. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming, and welcome to Bloodsport. And for those within the next..." He stops for a moment. It looks like he's kind of looks out at the crowd. Looks like he's doing mental arithmetic. Then the first 3 rows will be handing out tarps. I would advise you use them. I'd like to roll, like, I don't know, maybe a presence and expression roll for my speech.
I was gonna say, yeah, presence and expression.
We actually have a decent dice pool for that. It's like the one social thing I have a decent dice pool for. Got 6 dice.
It's almost like this is your profession.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh.
Yeah. There's not a reroll mechanic in this, is there?
No.
Damn it.
So
Fuck.
your speech, it gets some people who've been around cheering. There's a few newcomers who cheer as well. Like, they're like, yeah, yeah, that chopper, let's get violent, woo. But it doesn't draw quite it does not draw the intense, let there be bloody carnage, fuck yeah, response that you were hoping for. Maybe it just came across as a bit flat. You're not sure.
Maybe the mic wasn't working. Only like only the front row heard.
Uh, yeah. Yeah, what's the mic? What's the mic, right, guys?
Yeah, it's the mic.
Just give a mic back to the commentary. Just give them this look. Like, you better make this fucking entertaining. My speech was great. I'll just take it back. One will, sort of just distance himself a little bit from his table. Planning a potential exit. And your opposition generation will come forward of his own speech. Very honourable, kind man. As he engages in all of the typical nice guy cliches. That,
Says it's great to be in this borough of London. Cheers the local sports team.
Absolutely delighted to be here, and I'd like to give a great big thank you to our great big man over here for allowing me the privilege to be in this circuit and to give him the best and bloodiest fight that I and you all here are all hoping for this evening. Let's make it a damn fine one, ladies and gentlemen. And he'll actually roll performance. He gets by. He's got sort of neck length, dyed blonde hair. He looks relatively handsome, has the 5 o'clock shadow beginning to grow out a little bit into something resembling a very, very short, stubbly beard. And what does he get? Oh, and he doesn't do a very good job either.
Alright, well, we're clearly ring work guys, so hopefully it'll even out.
Okay, gotta get a bit hands-on with building the hype.
Yep.
He will go to shake your hand, which is basically heel talk for fuck 'em up.
Yep, yeah. Phineas, like, he's taken off his shirt, he's taken off his suit jacket, he's handed it to his PA to handle till after.
Oh yeah, Generation is just like, he's pretty well built, so he just goes shirtless and then black leather trousers.
Yeah, Phineas will reach in for the handshake, and then as soon as he grabs his hand, he pulls him in and goes for a sneak attack.
Oh, rough.
He just kind of like pulls him up and shoulder charges him, basically.
Okay. So, because this is wrestling, and it's about as much of putting on a show as it is beating the shit out of the other guy. When you go to sneak attack him, he is brutally stunned. One might even say stun locked, as he goes stumbling backwards. Even though you pull your punches, you think part of this is actually slightly genuine. He wasn't quite expecting you to... He expected you to hit him, perhaps not quite so hard as you did. As he actually stumbles back a bit further than you were expecting, and he seems a little bit genuinely dazed.
Okay. How close to the rope is he?
close enough. He stumbled back quite far. As I said, he really wasn't expecting you to strike him as hard as he did. He almost fell over.
Yeah, Phineas is just gonna like move forward and just kind of boot him over the top rope. Like he'll pull the kick, obviously, but he'll just boop.
Again, he absorbs the blow as he was trained to do, but again, it hits a lot harder than he was expecting, and he goes flying out. Um, Landing right next to the audience chairs, almost flying into them. It causes some members of the audience to stand up. Um, but everybody else kind of cheers, seeing the rather brutal violence. Guy is actually bleeding out of his nose a little bit. He looks roughed up. You hit him very hard, despite pulling your punches. Do you want to roll me strength expression for the opening stages of this bout?
Yeah. Can I add my vigor?
Yes, either strength expression or presence brawl, whichever you prefer.
Oh gosh. I think strength expression would have one more die. So it'd be strength plus vigor plus expression. It'd be 3 plus vigor of 3, so it's 6 plus 3 is 9. Oh wait, my brawl would be my brawl spec is wrestling, so I would assume that applies.
Yes,
So
it
actually,
would.
it'd be the same. It'd be 9 dice either way. We'll go with the wrestling, the presence plus brawl. More of that. 3 successes.
All right. Well, you promised the night of violence, and the opening blows have certainly satisfied the crowd's bloodlust. You've certainly delivered on their promises as you send this guy flying out of a ring in nary 3 strikes, sending him tumbling to the ground and bleeding from his nose. Blood sport indeed, as the audience goes utterly wild with anticipation. Some of the actual uh, wrestling regulars, as it were, are a little bit surprised by the extent of the display. Um, they expect violence, of course. They understand, in part, it's a show. They didn't expect somebody bleeding out their nose. God damn. Hell yeah, they're down for this.
Hell yeah.
What do you do
Then
next?
he goes over to the rope and like he's clearly taking his time. He's playing to the crowd like trying to get them, you know, the anticipation building. But he goes over to the ropes. He'll like open them. He'll step through. Stand on the apron for a bit. Kind of giving the guy a chance to like get himself together a bit before he goes back to him. And then he'll just kind of hop down, start picking up the guy.
He'll try and combat you with his own strength plus expression. He is nowhere near as good at this as you. As despite your status as heel, you seem to be gathering substantially more support and excitement from the crowd. Is this wannabe tough guy, pro tag hero, this absolute clown shoes of a man. As you go to pick him up, as
It's
you
kind of
hear, as you hear Blair just go, kill him, kill him.
God, God, I love Blair. I just kind of like pick him up, kind of like up to his feet and start pulling him over to the barricade. Um, Separates the crowd from the ring because, safety. Um, and Phineas will just kind of like raise one finger to his mouth and like tell the crowd to so they can hear what's about to happen. And then he just chops the shit out of his chest.
Oh, what does he do? Sorry.
He just like chops him, like overhead chops him on the chest.
Oh,
Kind of shushes the crowd a little bit beforehand so they can hear the resulting thud.
the resulting thud and crack. As that man's ribs do not take that all too well. Leaving him at this point legitimately injured. Not knowing how to cope or hide that in the middle of a live fight. As he rolls along the ground, arriving in pain. No longer quite the falsehood that anyone here had anticipated outside of a select few. As the crowd again roars in approval. As Blad just repeats screams out, "Beat his ass!"
Yeah, Phineas is just gonna kind of keep following him as he's rolling, like crawling around the ground and just like
Yeah.
yelling.
He tries to pick himself up, crawling. As he sort of gets up on all fours, you can hear him whisper to you, "Man, you're going way too hard. You gotta pull it back a little bit."
I'll try my best. Just whisper back to him. And then I'm gonna just like headbutt him. I'll do the wrestling headbutt where you kind of put a hand on their head and you headbutt your hand more so than their actual head. So It's relatively safe.
Relatively safe. You stun him. You don't knock him out so much, although you hear him groan. At this point, almost expecting to be beaten around with unreasonable force. As he tumbles to the ground again.
Phineas will take a moment. He'll break the 10 count, go, back into the ring, and then go back out, just like roll in and out, basically.
Yeah.
Purpose of that is twofold. One, to break the 10 count. Two, to give this guy a chance to like catch his breath under the pretense of like, oh, Phineas had to stop and actually make sure it wouldn't end in a double count out, because that's a bad finish.
Yeah, roll me strength plus expression real quick again.
Successes.
Okay. Well, you certainly continue to excite the crowd. Blair just cries out, "Come on, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for, Butch? Kill him! Cut him in two! Come on!"
Phineas is gonna walk right past the guy over to the commentary desk, and he's gonna yell at the commentators, "Get the fuck out of the way!" and just start like clearing the desk of everything.
Yeah, as you just walk over, I assume you just sort of begin walking through the desk, so it just begins to move.
No, I'm not like
Oh.
walking through it. I'm clearing it off.
Oh god, yeah. Commentators leap to their feet. One of them just goes, "Hey, come on, Chopper, let's be reasonable now, come on."
Cops look at him and be like, "You want to go through this shit too? Fuck out of the way."
They, "Hey, now you're the boss man." Ain't here to start no trouble, just here to talk about it.
Do your job, get out of the fucking way.
The second commentator is like, "Hey Lenny, I think you should get the fuck out the way." "We don't need no table, we don't need no chairs. We're strong, independent, working men."
With the commentary desk cleared off, Phineas will go back over to Generation. He's gonna give Generation a chance to get a bit of offense in. Just, make it an actual fight.
Yeah.
Giving him time to like breathe.
Yeah, when you walk up to him, you sort of size him up, get the whole arrogant, "Oh, look at me, look at you." Down on the ground, all but out of breath and out of time. He will take the moment to throw you a sudden left hook, a sign of potential second wind, of course. How do you react to that?
Phineas will sell the move. Like, he'll act like it actually kind of affected him. He'll kind of do that quick, like, oof.
Oof.
And, like, bend over a bit. I'll give him a chance to get another hit in before I, like, respond.
Oh yeah, he gives you a right hook. He does the old 1, 2. Then he goes for a third.
I'll like just grab his hand, get him in like a knuckle lock, and just kind of twist his arm. Not to the point that it'll do any damage, but like enough that it looks good.
The bones and cartilage in his wrist almost fold under the pressure. At this point, it's almost not satisfying to beat up this guy. You're having to hold back so much, but oh well.
Just gonna like drag him over to the table, grab him by the throat, and just choke slam him through it.
Roll me strength expression a third and final time.
Okay, I'm gonna spend a willpower on this one.
As Norman will throw cutlery into the ring. As he says, "Fucking eat him!"
Yeah, chokeslam him through it. Three successes on the thing.
Oh yeah, you sell it. You strike with enough force that it causes the table to snap. As he goes straight through the table, barely conscious, perhaps a testament to his own stamina, really, that he has any real any real capacity to move even left in him after all the punishment you've dealt to him. But he's certainly not going to be putting up a fight anymore. And the crowd fucking loves it. You can hear the crowd going, "Eat him, eat him, eat him."
Yeah, Phineas is gonna roll him into the ring. He's gonna grab the fork that Norman tossed in.
Mm-hmm.
He'll jab him in the head with it, and like lick the blood off of it.
Jesus Christ.
They're here for blood. They're here for violence. Phineas is gonna give it to him, and then he's gonna put him in the iron claw. That'll be his finisher. He just grabs him by the front of the head, basically. He's gonna yell at the ref, "Ask him."
God.
Ask him.
The ref
He's
will.
telling the ref to ask him if he gives up.
Oh
basically.
yeah, the ref will creep on over, being like, "Is this okay? Should I be here?" But he will politely ask the man with now a fork in his skull, screaming out loud. If he would like to tap out, he taps out immediately, screaming, "Get me the fuck out of here!"
Phineas will say loud enough in response to that, "As you wish," and then just Beal throw him over the top rope.
Oof, and there he goes. As Blair goes, "That's my man!" And she throws her money up into the air. She doesn't mind sharing a little bit.
Yeah.
The seneschal gives you a polite golf clap from a few rows back.
I posted a gif of the Iron Claw. It doesn't have the slam at the end, but you can imagine that's basically what Phineas did after he tapped out.
Oh, God. Yeah,
Just
rough.
fucking pick him up by his head and poof. Phineas will kind of play into the crowd, you know. All the cheers. He'll like raise his arms in victory, let out a yell, a roar more like.
What is the name of your circuit? I never asked. Do you have a specific name for it?
I was just gonna call it Bloodsport.
Mm-hmm.
Because, it's accurate. Like,
And your newest and first winner of Bloodsport is the Chopper. And the crowd screams. Lenny, the commentator, is, "God damn, he is. I don't want to get in the way of that." God, beat up the man, the arena, and our table.
I imagine there's like a dent in the the guardrail that I chopped him against.
Oh yeah. This man definitely needs medical treatment after this. But he gets pulled off the pulled out of the arena by the staff. You are given a moment to exult in your victory. The to engage the crowd with your magnificence, your greatness, your magnanimity in victory.
Phineas will, pose for a while, start yelling. Like, he'll gesture for a mic and kind of give that look to commentary, like make sure it's on this time and functioning.
Lenny just kind of throws his at you, like, please don't hurt me, here you go.
God, Lenny's going places. All right.
He knows what's up.
I see. Ladies and gentlemen, how did you enjoy the show?
Blair just goes, "We love you, Chopper."
God, Blair's the best. Alright. The night was just a taste of what is sure to come in the future. There will be more shows. There will be more matches. There will be more wrestlers. There will be more blood. He'll end it on that. He'll just drop the mic after that.
Blood sport, blood sport, blood sport. With a faint voice of Norman going, "Did he taste good?"
Phineas will, he doesn't have the mic anymore, obviously, but he'll look at Norman and say, "Oh, you fucking bet he did."
Norman licks his lips. He has a bib on. He's had a bib on this whole time. Occasionally some of the camera crew have just censored on him just because he's an eccentric looking face. And he seems to fit your retinue wonderfully well.
Do you want me to roll another presence expression for that last little speech, or?
You can, however, I will count it as an automatic success regardless. So this is really to see if you get it. An
exceptional.
An exceptional.
Okay.
So you thoroughly ruined this guy in ways both violent and creative.
I will spend a willpower because I'm hungry for that exceptional. God,
so close.
One short.
I'll treat it as an exceptional because I say you automatically succeed either way. So yeah, the crowd loves it. It's a relatively small venue. I mean, it's still minor league stuff, but damn.
Good for showing.
Were they not entertained? Did they not enjoy their time here? Many would be hard pressed to say that they didn't. As you walk back into your cloakroom, your changing room.
Phineas will, I mean, he doesn't really have to do much to get changed. He's got to put his shirt and his suit back on, or suit jacket.
Okay. As you walk in and just close the door behind you, would you like to roll me a quick wits plus composure check?
Three successes.
Okay. So, you notice as you walk in, you almost miss it because you're so large, and as such, the shadow you cast is so large. But as you go to as you close the door, you actually notice there is a shadow just above you, like someone's shadow. And you manage to catch it as you look up. Someone leaps down on you from the doorframe, attempting to effectively cover your face in some sort of bag. Roll me initiative.
Okay, it's just straight. God, I can't remember initiative in this. Hang on. 5. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
D10 plus 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a total of 10.
You have 10, okay.
Yep.
So that chopper, 10. They're on 7. As this occurs within a couple of seconds, a few other individuals creep out from behind the lockers, whose view is well, your view would be obscured from the front of the room.
That's less than ideal.
They carry with them stakes and some odd implements. But you are free to go first. There's about 5 to 6 of them.
It's okay. Sorry. Just gotta pull up a. There it is. Okay. How many did you say there are?
5 to 6 of them.
That's a lot of people.
They're all wearing loose-fitting suits, dark shades, and appear to be pulling other weapons from their suit pockets.
Gotcha. You said a couple of them have stakes.
A couple of them have stakes, yeah.
Okay. I would like to roll to grapple one of the ones with a stake.
Alright. Roll me that strength plus brawl for defenses.
That's just what?
For defenses, let's see, I'm applying athletics now, so the defense would be 6.
6, okay. 3 successes.
Okay. Then you grapple one.
Yeah.
3 successes. So I sort of streamlined the grappling system.
Mhm.
So you can take an action when you grapple.
Nice.
Actually, we'll say it's next turn instead of this turn, so grappling doesn't end up too OP. Lol.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay.
That's totally fair. Can I move while grappling, or am I just, like, stuck here, basically?
You can move. You can drag this guy wherever you want. You have like immense physical strength.
Cool. I'm gonna start dragging him up back into the hallway. Yeah. Yeah, I'll just
Okay.
drag him into the hallway. We'll see what happens.
Okay, so some will pull out some weapons that unfold into some pretty meaty handguns. And another a knife that folds out into a rather lengthy serrated sword. Almost looks like some misshapen machete. Clearly pretty bespoke equipment. This definitely isn't regular stuff you'd find on the street. In fact, this looks pretty heavily advanced. Like, it looks like some Transformers shit. As two will take shots at you. You don't have any celerity, do you?
Sorry, I was muted. I don't know.
And then the other will just try and machete. What's your defense? It's the lowest of your dex / wits plus your athletics.
It would be 5.
Okay. So, 2 lay some suppressed rounds into your massive body. And it stings. It's certainly not like regular ammunition. This does true lethal damage to you.
Oof.
It hurts. This is whatever those bullets are made of. They fucking sting. Same for the guy that cuts you up. As he attempts to literally pin you by just running the blade through your enormous meaty leg.
Can I spend blood for resilience to reduce the amount of damage?
Yes, you can.
I will do that.
What's your resilience score?
3.
Let me double check. Damage. From the weapons real quick. There we go. Oh, sorry. Okay, so the guns don't do anything. The machete, funnily enough, does. It's able to do a single point of lethal damage to you, so not much. It is, however, enough to inflict the pinned condition on you. Which basically, I'll just look it up real quick for you. It's not a condition, sorry, it's a tilt. The effect is the target is pinned to a surface and may not move. Their defense is halved, and they cannot take actions that require full movement of her body like athletics rolls. Ending the tilt, removing the pinned appendage must, without tools, requires a strength plus stamina roll with a -3 modifier.
Interesting.
So that's basically what you're working with. Basically runs the sword through you and into the floor, pinning your body, rather not through your leg, more like through your foot, and into your ankle, pinning your right leg in place.
Gotcha. That's fair, honestly. It's a pretty good play.
Do you want to make me a quick wits plus composure roll before we start the next turn?
Yeah. Whoop, I forgot the actual number. There we go. 2 successes.
The other guy with the stake is gone. Like he's just poof. You quickly notice when you scan the room and you're sort of dealing with the gunfire and the like. The guy with the stake hasn't tried to stake you, and then you quickly look around, or you're trying to fuck up this one guy you've got in your arms. He's not the other stake guy. Just isn't here. Maybe he's hiding behind the lockers. You don't know. It's bizarre. It's like he just vanished into thin air.
That's less than ideal.
It is, however, your turn again. By the way, trying to get out of the pin does not take your action.
Oh, okay. So I can just do that for, like, free.
Mm-hmm.
You said strength plus stamina?
Strength plus stamina -3.
-3. Okay.
I'll treat it as your move action for the turn. So you can't move, and because you moving your foot is basically you getting out of the pin. So.
Gotcha. That's fair. I get to add vigor and resilience to those.
Yep.
Sweet.
Oh, you get to add vigor. You don't get to add resilience. Oh no, you would. It's strength plus stamina, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, you'd add both. This is probably the best roll, even with a -3 penalty.
Yeah, it's really good, yeah. Because I have strength 3, vigor 3, so that's 6. I have stamina 4, resilience 3, so that's 7. So 13 -3, 10. 3 successes.
Hmm.
I will do that strength plus brawl versus strength plus brawl on the guy that I'm holding to maintain.
Oh, what are you doing to this poor guy?
I gotta roll. We have to do a contested strength plus brawl versus strength plus brawl action.
Ah, yeah.
And the winner
roll
picks
that.
a move.
Okay, when you break free of the pin, you do take a point of lethal damage.
That's fine. It's totally fine. Okay, so there's that, and yeah. Does he get his defense on the contested roll?
No. If it's contested,
No.
defense does not apply.
Okay. And wrestling is applicable for this?
Yes. You were just out there
3
wrestling after all.
3 on my end.
He actually got 4.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I
That's
know, right?
unfortunate for me.
That is very
So
unfortunate for you.
he gets to pick a move.
He has half your dice pool, by the way.
God, what the fuck?
Yeah, he will, he will take the moment to, strike you with the stake in his hand. So he can control his weapon. Does a little bit of damage to you. This is a +1 stake, so it deals 2 lethal.
Ooh, I will spend. I'm gonna just.
Oh, +2 bashing, rather. The stakes don't deal lethal.
Right. Does he roll for that, or is it just like the 2 lethal? Or 2 bashing?
He doesn't roll for that.
Okay. I'm just gonna spend the vitae to not deal with that.
Okay.
Resilience 7 for the turn. And still, speaking's a free action, right?
Yeah.
Phineas will yell, "Security!" That'll be it.
Okay. One moment. Okay. So that is your action. You scream out for security. Given their proximity to you, they've probably heard you, but you don't hear an immediate response.
Mm-hmm.
And you... have your walls riddled with bullets as they completely fail to meet the enormous target in front of them.
Damn it, I paid a lot of money for this warehouse.
You do, and it's already beginning to look like a warehouse again.
God damn it.
A warehouse that's been shot at.
Maybe
Hey.
we'll add to the ambiance.
Look out, the blade though does manage to slice you up again, but your body takes it with resilience. It is once again your action.
Try and get this grapple back under my control.
Yeah, roll it.
Alright.
As you try to wrestle with him.
Three successes.
Okay, you're in control of the grapple by 1 success.
Oh, thank God. Okay. I'm going to use the Yes. I'm going to use the move Take Cover. Uh, so any ranged attacks made until the end of the turn targeting me automatically hit the guy.
Oh, okay. Any, like, attacks from the front or all attacks?
It just says any ranged attacks made until the end of the turn automatically hit him.
Okay.
And then there's the thing for human shields. Characters who use human shields treat them as cover with durability equal to the victim's stamina plus any armor. Unlike normal cover, the victim takes all the damage from the attack.
Yeah, human shields are very effective in this system. I can't imagine why. It's almost as if it's deeply cynical. Alright, so the people shooting will stop. Because they don't want to shoot their own comrade. Won't solve any of their problems. The guy with the blade, however, has a bit more freedom to act. Yes, he's still acting against... I don't believe he actually... I'll just double check to see if he's acting against cover. But I believe it only applies to ranged weapons. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it only applies to ranged weapons. Okay. So he still gets a chance to strike at you. And he does so. Doing another 5 lethal.
We'll do resilience at it. Is this a non-bane source of damage?
It's non-bane, yeah.
Okay, so I'll take 1.
He pins your other leg in place this time.
I'm gonna need new shoes.
Gonna need new legs.
Well, I mean, I can just heal those. But I can't just blood heal shoes. Gosh, okay.
Okay. Next round, it's your turn again.
Should continue this grapple stuff. Three successes. I'm just gonna keep getting 3 successes.
It's a draw.
Draw.
Mm-hmm.
What do we do?
Grapple is considered to be contested. So, I guess neither of you won't, basically neither of you will benefit from the grapple.
Fair enough. I will... I guess...
You have your hands on the most slippery bastard you've ever fought.
Apparently so.
You just can't get a grasp on this guy. And slowly, you're getting stabbed and shot at by ammunition and blades you're unsure of the origin of.
Yeah, I'll also do that thing to try and get rid of the belt.
It's almost like the blade is designed to tear open as much flesh as possible. Like it's designed to just cause as much bleeding as possible. Kendrick don't bleed, but this is definitely beginning to expel some blood.
Got 3 successes on the free myself roll.
Hmm.
I'll take another lethal. Actually, can I resilience that?
You can resilience that, yes.
I'll do that. I might as well. Just get it out of the way.
Okay. Oh, I'm messing up my rules. Oh, I did toll 6. God damn it. I know I tagged the wrong thing because I'm bad. Okay. This time he takes some nasty shots. And you get slashed at again. 6 damage from the gunshots.
Before resilience or after?
Before resilience, so it'd be reduced.
Okay.
And 5 from the blade, so you take 3 overall.
Okay.
You have so much health that I have not bothered to keep track, so I assume you are.
Yes, I've taken 6 lethal.
That's a
Which
lot.
means you've cut my life by a third.
Um, as the fight as we move into the next round, um, one of these agents, the one holding the blade, will say, "I'll keep him still. You get the injectors." As one of them pulls out a syringe.
I don't like
An
that.
ominous looking liquid in it. But before they can do anything with it, they are ruthlessly stabbed in the throat by with a combat knife. From one of your favorite faces. Who is now not what you see.
Hell yeah.
He says,
Yeah.
unlike his regular talkative self, he says absolutely nothing as he sends a knife into this man's throat and then just instantly twists it and releases it.
Yeah, Batman. Don't say that, but I'm thinking it.
Roll me your grapple again.
Grapple, alright.
One day you will get rid of this man.
Someday. 4 successes this time.
Okay, this time you beat him by 2.
Excellent. I had a plan. I forgot what the plan was. Hang on. I wish. I remember what my plan was, and then I looked at the devotion, and it didn't work that way. Because I was gonna use Slurp to just start draining this dude real quick, but it only applies to the kiss and not feeding aggressively. was gonna do, but it doesn't work.
Does it specify that it cannot apply to aggressive feeding?
Yes, it does,
Interesting.
which is unfortunate. It makes sense, because otherwise it might be a little busted,
Yeah.
but... And I imagine I can't really do a non-aggressive feeding right now.
No, I think this would classify as very aggressive.
Yeah. 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 Okay. Well, I mean, I can start feeding on him.
You can. You can
Invite
feed.
him.
You can take as many blood points as you have blood potency.
Yeah, which I've only got one, but that'll at least even out if I have to do resilience this turn, and it'll do damage to him, so that's fine.
Hmm.
Yeah, actually do additional damage. If I'm reading this right. Yeah, and cause lethal damage equal to their successes as well. The attacker also takes one vitae, which causes an additional point of lethal damage to mortals. I'll do, I guess, 5 lethal to him, and gain a vitae.
You tear open his throat and take some of his blood. His head droops downwards as you kill him more or less instantly.
Nice. I think that's my turn. I need to buy blood potency.
No, you don't.
Even though there's so many things that require blood. I don't need much blood potency, but... I'm only blood potency 1. Anyway, that's my turn.
Bagman walks up to one of the gunmen and just repeatedly starts stabbing them in the face. He literally grabs them by the throat and just literally almost uses the knife like a hammer, deliberately avoiding any potential body armor. He just goes straight for the head. This does leave him somewhat open. But it doesn't matter because they miss all their shots. But the guy with the blade strikes you again for 6 lethal.
I will spend that blood I just got to reduce it down to 2 lethal.
Oof. Even you're beginning to feel the heat now.
Yeah. How many of them are still up?
Oh, Bagman hasn't killed his target yet, although he's just literally rammed a knife through their skull, so they're not going to be active for more than a few seconds, you think.
Mm-hmm. I know I just killed the one that I was grappling.
Bagman just killed one. One of them's gone missing.
You said there were 5 or 6 of them originally?
Yeah, it's about... There was about... Yeah, there's 5 of them.
are still here and active.
Hmm.
One missing, 2 dead. Okay.
So what do you want to do?
This guy with the fucking sword is pissing me off, so I would like to try and grapple him next.
That's fair.
What's his defense?
His defense is... his defense is 6, same as the other one.
I will spend a willpower to get extra dice. 1 success.
Oh, you grapple him.
Yeah.
Bagman will end this man's pitiful life as he leaves that man's face a clobbered mess. And you apprehend the other gentleman. Given that there's only there's not many of them active anymore who are in the combat there, as you clearly have the situation under control. The final gunman will get ran down. Well, not really ran down, just brutally split open by Bagman. As a few shots are left into left to rip through his stomach as a spiteful parting gift. But he does ultimately fall. Slowly. It's not a quick death. Bagman has to stab him about a dozen plus times to get him to stop. But he does.
The guy I'm holding is still alive? Question mark.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. I'm gonna bring him into the dressing room. I'm gonna shove him against the wall. I'm gonna tell him to talk. I'll ask him, who are you working for?
Shut up, you
What
don't
are
tell me
these
what to
made
do,
of?
you fucking monster.
I'm gonna eat his hand.
Oh my god, he screams. As you literally tear off his hand, I assume?
Yeah, I've got Devour, so I can just do that.
You eat his fucking hand. He's left in immense pain. And unfortunately far less capable of answering your questions. But, as you eat this guy's hand, you hear the door, the dressing room door, squeak open.
Kind of quickly turn to look. I imagine this guy's incapacitated.
Oh,
Pain.
completely, yeah.
I'll turn to look, see who just came in.
It's the Seneschal.
Madam, so glad you could join me. We have a bit of a situation.
I see your revenue and fan base is increasing by the second.
It would appear so. I do hope you enjoyed the show.
I suppose that depends on the show. She looks at the pool of blood as she says that and gives it a rather eerie smile. She will close the door behind her. She will step around the gathering pools of blood. She seems to avoid the mess. Lifts up her skirt slightly so as to not get it wet with the blood and fluids of those you've killed here tonight.
There are a few towels in the locker. My apologies, I would get them myself, but as you can see, I'm a touch indisposed at the moment.
Bagman, if you would, we need him alive. Bagman, again, eerily silent, just grabs a towel. Puts it over the man's now severed wrist and seems to apply some basic first aid. He seems good at it. Would you like to roll me a quick wits plus medicine on the situation as a whole? Actually, wits plus composure, wits plus medicine.
I'll go composure. Because again, I have no medicine. Well, maybe I should get some. 2 successes.
So, the first thing you notice is that Bagman seems to be very experienced in administering first aid and medical attention. As if it comes from a place of experience. Secondly, you notice he has been shot. You notice he had been shot several times during the conflict. He has not yet healed these wounds. It strikes you as odd. Because you know he could.
Yeah, interesting.
It seems the finest event was held behind closed doors.
It often is. I'm glad that you got a chance to peek behind the curtain.
Indeed, I would say this event served its purpose rather well.
I'm glad it was to your satisfaction, madam. I dare say I'm not precisely the most skilled at interrogation.
That's quite alright. That's... well, we have others for this. She will walk on over to the syringe that Bagman's first victim had dropped. Or second rather, you notice there is an individual, one of the men of the stakes is just bleeding out behind one of the lockers. In fact, you actually notice a trail of blood to where the man's body is. You can only imagine Bagman perhaps dragged him back there under obfuscate.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Bagman's so fucking cool. He just is, like...
He is an enigma. That's all I can say.
Cool. If Bagman's holding the dude who is now Sans hand, I'm gonna go grab the other bodies, bring them in here, and say, I can handle disposal. Not to worry about that. Though I'm given to understand these hunters are rather technologically adept. I am not at all familiar, but it might be a good idea to check for any cameras or other recording devices they may have.
You'll want to wipe your security footage for this evening.
I will have someone who is competent at doing that do that.
Very good. Bagman, do we need any of these other bodies? No, none of them have been modified. All of their equipment is external. Fascinating. A very motley group we have after us. And very well resourced. So he actually picks up one of the guns as well. I'm not aware of equipment being this modular. The ammunition was designed to bypass our usual protections. Designed to twist and rend our internal organs. Not just blow through them. Meant to pull our flesh and bone apart.
Can I, like... Are they wearing masks or just, like, sunglasses?
Sunglasses.
Or, like, sunglasses? Did any of them look similar to the group that I noticed before the match?
The only thing that stuck out was that they were wearing shades.
Fair enough. Okay.
But you don't recognize anyone from the audience being here.
Okay. Okay, fair enough. Okay, cool.
Oh, sorry. But the Seneschal will turn to you. Phineas. All of this is very fascinating. But I think your trophy here will be able to give us some very valuable insights. I thank you for this. This is a very... very appreciable repayment for my initial investments in you. The first of many pleasant surprises, I'm sure.
Most assuredly, madam. Is there anything else I can do to be of service to you this evening?
No, you have performed quite sufficiently for this evening.
Wonderful.
If you require any assistance in the cleanup, please let me know. I have had a word with your security. I imagine you will need a word with your opponent, given what occurred to him in the ring.
Yes, I'll have to have a discussion with him.
I will imagine you will be able to handle that one just fine.
Of course, madam.
Then myself and Bagman shall leave you to your new business. I wish it well. I shall be in touch regarding it.
Have a pleasant evening, madam, and yourself as well, Bagman. I will log that I owe you a major boon for the assistance tonight.
All in service of the domain. I'll see you around. And,
Absolutely.
oh,
Yeah, like after they leave, Phineas is just gonna text Norman being like, "Hey, you hungry?"
and that I think is where we'll end this scene. A fine meal amidst the bloodiest venture of the night. Thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. We'll see you all next time. Bye bye.